Hello, so I'm going to talk about how to make this Yoruba cap. First of all, from my starting point, I marked 8 diagonally. After that, then I marked 11 horizontally. So I went ahead to connect my 8. Okay, so from the end of that, the down part, I have to mark 11 too, just to make the lines diagonal. And then I'm going to duplicate this according to the head of the baby. I'm actually making a baby cap, not for an adult, so it's going to be a little bit different. Supposing I were making for an adult, I would have cut it into 3 parts, right? But this time around, I had to just cut it into two, and then a little one, which is equal to the baby's head size. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this and then cut. Remember to like this video, share, subscribe if you feel that you learned something from this. Actually, this is one way to make use of your fabric because I used a very little fabric to do this. So this is one way to minimize your fabric rather than throwing it away. So done cutting, I have 2 pieces now. So this one won't be enough, and luckily for me, it was just the perfect amount I needed for to complete the head size. So I just trimmed. So now I have the complete size I wanted. So I'm going to sew it together. I'm not top stitching because this is not a shoki. Okay, I have to just sew it like a normal front to front, back to back, sort of. So this is what it's going to look like when I'm done. Before I cut it open. So the size is 10. So this is it, the first one. If you feel that there's somebody that you want them to learn how to minimize materials, you can do this for them. You can share. So I've joined the 3 materials together, the 3 parts together, right? So I'll go ahead and join this last part and close it. So after unclosing it, I'll be back. So this is what's going to happen. This is how I did it. I didn't top stitch. So done top stitching, and this is what I have. So I'll go ahead and cut the other parts. I'm going to cut it open. Make sure it aligns properly. Sometimes you just can actually iron it, but I didn't iron it. So I've cut it open. Go ahead and sew. Measure out the size of the baby head. So I noticed that this edges are actually kind of rough, right? It's not straight, so I'm going to straighten it with a scissor. So I've straightened it, and now it's time to add my gum stay. I actually doubled it to make it a little bit thicker. So I have to do that, then iron it. And you're going to place that gum stay 1 inch after the hem of the cap. 1 inch. 1 inch is just the best. 1 inch is just the best. So afterwards, after ironing, I went ahead to trim out the excess from hemming, the gum stay. Then I'm cutting the lining for the cap. I decided white was the perfect color because this white cap. So from time to time, I may not need to bleach it. And if I'm using another color, I feel like it's going to stain the white fabric. So hence I decided to use white lining too. So this is me marking half for sewing. So this is the part where I have to cut off the excess. After cutting off the excess, I'm going to sew by 1/2 inch. Remember, it was 1 inch that we left off at the mouth of the um, cap. So everything is 8 inches. The breadth and then the length is going to be 10. So I've sewn it. After sewing it, I'm going to open it up and iron. So you make sure that parts align, those parts align together. Then so after sewing, you turn the cap inside out. So after sewing it inside out, and prepare for the base, which is going to be cut into circular motion. The temple, the the base will be the next thing. So I'm going to be trimming off excess. So because of that 1 inch, I'm going to pull part of the cap itself in together with the lining so that the lining will not be showing in front. You can actually also use your machine to hold it at the first line. So this is the circle I've made for the base. To go ahead to sew around. Like I said, I had to also remove that what is it called? The purple color, and I sewed the two circles together. That's the lining plus the main fabric. Because this fabric will be bleached, I did not bother joining the colors together. Maybe next time I will. So I sewed it together. And your formula for finding a circle is 6 divided by the circumference. Then you cut out your circle. So this is the cap, and that's the end of the tutorial. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and on